How's it going, guys? Dustin at Daily Grind Fantasy, and in today's video, we're going to be giving you guys a correlated college football slip for the Peach Bowl, Penn State versus Ole Miss. Before we get into the video, though, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button while you're at it, because it really does help us out. We would appreciate it. Now, let's go ahead, hop over to the Daily Grind Fantasy Correlation Tool that, as you guys can see underneath my camera, it says it, but up 749 units since 8/18 when we have launched this tool. We have college football, NFL, NHL, soccer, CS2, NBA, but not super heavily correlated, so we're not going to see too many NBA slips. However, we are crushing. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but over the last few weeks, we are on a tear with the correlation tool, cashing in these bowl games, NFL. I mean, it's been fun to be tailing these slips. If you guys want access to the correlation tool yourself, linked in the description of this video, you guys can get access to the Daily Grind Fantasy Correlation Tool, where you can just simply tail all of these slips. Look, could be getting a little lucky, right? We took a little break on posting content. We came back yesterday, and we posted a 25x slip. If you guys tailed the video from yesterday, you hit for 25x on the Arizona-Oklahoma game that I put into the video, all right? Look, to be profitable over the long term, you need to be playing these slips at volume, and the best way to do that is by having the tool yourself, not just playing the one or two slips we give out here and there. It's not going to work as good, right? Could you hit for a few? Yes, but at volume is how this tool is going to help you be profitable. So if you guys want access to that, linked in the description of this video, you guys can get access to the correlation tool. And also, don't forget, Daily Grind Fantasy, we originated on the Optimizer, right? We have the Plus EV Optimizer, where it compares sportsbooks lines and odds directly back to apps like PrizePicks, Underdog, ParlayPlay, better, whatever your favorite DFS app is, we probably have it. And including, we just recently, yesterday, added Dabble to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. And if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, at SportsByDustin is my Twitter, but I posted this slip right here to Twitter on Dabble for my first ever slip. We are currently sitting 4 for 4 these first 4 plays, waiting on Cooper Kupp over 5.5 receptions for a 20x slip on Dabble as my first ever slip. I also hit a 6x last night on Dabble as well. Pretty cool app. I mean, you can go ahead and follow people on it. You can see what their plays are and stuff. So it is kind of neat. You can copy their slips straight from that app. But as I mentioned, we hit for 25x yesterday right here on the YouTube channel, just by simply doing what you just seen. We revealed the slip, we plugged it, we played it, we cashed for 25x. Now, let's go ahead and start talking about today's slip that we're going to be giving out, right? Like I said, we are going to be giving out the Ole Miss Penn State slip. That looks to be a pretty good slip here on PrizePicks. Now, stay with me, because not only are we going to reveal the slip and talk about positive correlation, but we're going to also compare it to what would be a same-game parlay on FanDuel and compare the payouts, right? And why this is such a big edge getting to play this on an app like PrizePicks as opposed to a same-game parlay. You don't want to be doing that, I promise you. And you will learn, if you guys don't already know and watch some of my videos before, that you shouldn't be playing it over there. You should be playing it on PrizePicks whenever you're playing positive correlation, right? Positive correlation, though. If X happens, Y and Z are also likely to happen. So let's go ahead and see what this positive correlation is going to be in this Ole Miss Penn State game. Here it is. We have, on the Penn State side of things, Drew Aller over 185.5 pass yards, right? And then on the same forefront for Drew Aller, if Drew Aller is going over 185.5 pass yards, it's likely some of his receiving targets, maybe Dante Cephas is going over 29.5 receiving yards, and Keandre Lambert-Smith is going over 39.5 receiving yards. So let's go ahead and get those plugged in and go from there. So we have Allard. We're going to be taking over 185.5. And then his receivers. I know it was Cephas, over 29.5 receiving yards. And then Lambert. So pretty easy correlation for this slip, right? It's not a weirdly correlated slip by any means. There's no tackles plus, obviously college you can't have tackles plus assists. They don't offer it. But what I'm saying is it's very bottom level correlation. Over in receiving yards, or over in pass yards, over in receiving yards. Pretty simple correlation. Sometimes we can see slips that have interceptions. Sometimes we see touchdown passes, receptions. It just depends. And what this tool does is it scans these DFS apps for the most correlated props and puts them into slip together. Also taking into consideration, their hit percentages, plus EV and such as well. However, it throws them into a slip and gives you the most fully correlated slip. So that's what we got here. Now, on the flip side of things, Jackson Dart. If Jackson Dart is going over 200 receiving yards, it's likely some of his top receiving targets, Jordan Watkins and Trey Harris, are going over receiving yards. So let's go ahead and add in Dart. Obviously, this is a game script that we're rooting on for offense, right? We're rooting on offensive game script. Pass, pass, pass. A lot of scoring, hopefully. Therefore, they're going over these pass yards. So Jackson Dart over pass yards. And then on the flip side, or on the same side, Watkins and Harris to go over receiving yards. Now, don't leave me just yet, because I really want you guys to understand and see the value we are getting on this slip and why it's a long-term profitable slip. If you were to play this slip 1,000 times. Let's go ahead and get these added in. I believe it was Trey Harris over receiving yards as well. So Watkins and Trey Harris over receiving yards. So moved a couple yards, still fine. It's going to be a positively correlated slip, right? Let's go ahead and look at the payouts. So let's just, for an easy understanding, let's just use a $100 increment. If you were to put $100, I'm not telling you to put $100. Stick to your bankroll, stick to your unit sizing, and play what you are comfortable with playing, when staying within your means of your bankroll, right? I'm just doing this as easy math, $100 payout, right? Or $100 entry. You win $2,500. If you go 6 of 6, you win 25x, $2,500. If you go 5 of 6, you win 2x. If you go 4 of 6, you win 0.4x. So, FanDuel. Let's compare it directly to FanDuel. I've plugged in these same props here on FanDuel, and let's go ahead and look at the payout. For a $100 wager, go 6 of 6, you win $2,100, $2,161, right? So almost a $400 difference, let's just say, or maybe a $350 difference in payout. That's not even taken into consideration the fact you get the insurance on PrizePicks, right? If you go 5 of 6 on PrizePicks, that's 2x, remember. If you go 5 of 6 on FanDuel, you're out of luck, buddy. There goes your money. You win nothing. If you go 4 of 6 on PrizePicks, guess what? You get a few bucks back. You get 0.4x, right? If you go 4 of 6 on FanDuel, you don't win anything, right? So not only is FanDuel not giving you the insurance that PrizePicks does, right, to help with profitability over the long term, right? They are docking your payout for 6 of 6 because it's positively correlated. FanDuel knows, and I'm not saying PrizePicks doesn't know this, but they just don't dock you for it, right? PrizePicks isn't stupid, but FanDuel knows when these are played together, they're more likely to hit when played together, right? That's the positive correlation behind it. So therefore, they dock your payout to take away a little bit of that edge over the long term against them. But we have that edge against PrizePicks, so why not take advantage of it? So that's why playing these plays on an app like PrizePicks over the long term is a very, very profitable strategy, and I highly suggest doing so. You know what? For the sake, if you guys are still here, I'm going to go ahead and give out the Underdog slip as well for this game. So let's talk about this one. This one is a little bit different. So if you guys don't have PrizePicks and you have Underdog and you guys want to tail this one, go for it, right? Jackson Dart over receptions, and looks like, a passing game script is what we're looking at. Jackson Dart over interceptions with Jordan Watkins and Judkins over. Looks like this has 3 receivers from Ole Miss. So Ole Miss to be passing the ball a lot. Jackson Dart over interceptions. Watkins, Judkins, Harris over receiving yards. And then on the flip side, Drew Allard to go over 182.5 pass yards. So could be many different ways to get this game script right. Could Penn State go up with Drew Allard passing the ball? Doesn't matter who he's throwing it to, obviously, because he's the only guy in the slip. It doesn't really matter. However, if Jackson Dart is throwing is passing the ball a lot to go ahead and try and get back into the game. Maybe throws an interception, but he's also throwing the ball plenty of times to have his receivers go over receiving yards. Just many different ways you can reach this game script, right? Could be that it's just an absolute shootout and Jack Star ends up throwing an interception. Something of that nature. Obviously, the correlation score isn't as high on this one as it is the PrizePicks slip. So if you have PrizePicks, suggest playing that slip over there. But that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, drop a like. Linked in the description. You guys get access to the tools. We'll see you in the next one. Let's cash.